This is Donnie Jackson, editor of IWC's Urgent Communications, and today I'm at IWC 2024 in Orlando, and we're visiting the Catalyst booth before the show floor opens, and talking with our good friend Robin Grier of Catalyst. Thanks for taking the time to speak with us, Robin.
Thanks for stopping by, Donnie.
So you guys are interoperability, everybody knows you, but you keep coming up with new stuff. What are you showing here at the show?
That's right. We've been doing interoperability for 20 years, but we've got new capabilities that we'd like to show you. We're under contract with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security specifically to create interoperability between disparate broadband over push-to-talk services. We'll show you how that works and also how that's improved our capabilities of interoperability between land mobile radio and various broadband over push-to-talk services, or more correctly, interworking.
All right.
So the best thing to do is to use our console to show you what's going on under the hood in terms of interoperability. Let me just orient you to the equipment that we have in the booth. On the left-hand side, you'll see two donor LMR radios. Those radios are controlled by the two rectangles in the upper left-hand corner of our console. On the right side, we have LTE, and we've got an LTE router here. We're connecting back out to the production systems for both AT&T FirstNet Push-to-Talk and Southern Link's Critical Link. Those resources are controlled on our console. On this right side, you'll see at the top is AT&T FirstNet Push-to-Talk. Each of those rectangles is a dedicated talk group. In the center is Southern Link's Critical Link. Again, three different talk groups that we're showing here. And at the bottom is a third mission critical push-to-talk system from Emergent, and that is only here in our booth so that I can show you some of the new capabilities that Catalyst has created.
And just so, do I have to have mission critical push-to-talk for this to work the way you were talking about?
So what we're demonstrating today, all three of these systems are compliant with the third generation partnership project standard, but we will also support proprietary systems and be happy to tell you how we do that, just not showing that in the booth here today. I want to start the demonstration by creating interoperability between FirstNet Push-to-Talk and Southern Link's Critical Link. And again, I use my console here with just a single click of the button. You'll see in the FirstNet resource that I've got that patch indication, the same patch symbol there in the Southern Link resource indicating that those are tied together. And I'll come over to the other side here where I can manipulate these cell phones and show you how if I pick up the Southern Link phone and key that up, and then you go back and look at the console, you can see the call coming in on Southern Link, going back out on FirstNet. And again, I'll key it up again, and you look at the display of the phone, you see the call coming in, but the ID that you see is the ID of the console. And I'll demonstrate that by keying up a second Southern Link phone, and there, again, it's the same ID regardless of which phone or which console is keying up. The audio is great. We're not dropping any syllables, and I've got all the metadata here in the call history for these calls that are coming through. I'm going to tear down that patch, if you will, and create a new one again with one click. This time connecting Southern Link to Emergent, to this test system that we have here, and demonstrate the capabilities of how Catalyst can route this metadata to another push-to-talk over cellular system. I would point you to this concept app that we've created just to demonstrate that we are in fact sending the information between these services. And when I key up that Southern Link phone, you now see the unit ID of that phone, Sonum 2. And so just again make the point, if I take this other Southern Link phone and key it up, now you see a different ID, that's Sonum 4 that's coming in on that particular phone. not only can we route unit ID, but we can also route location. And so on this concept app, I'm going to switch over to my map tab, and you'll see that when I key up a phone, that it then shows the location of that particular phone along with its ID that's coming in.
Okay.
So not only does this work between Southern Link and Emergent here, but it also works with FirstNet push-to-talk. Again, we're using standard messages to route to these different services. So I'm going to disable the patch between Southern Link and Emergent and create a new patch between FirstNet push-to-talk and Emergent, and show you how when I key up the FirstNet phone, and let's go back to the group tab so that you can see on my concept app what's going on here. When I key up that phone now, you'll see that I've got a call coming in on that phone, and when I key up the second phone, you'll again see a different ID coming in corresponding to that different phone that I'm using. Not only can I route unit ID and location from multiple different services, but I can route text messaging. So I've asked Nick to type in a text message on a Southern Link phone. He's typed that in. He's going to hit send, and now you'll see the text message being displayed on this cell phone here, even though it came from a different push-to-talk over broadband service.
Okay.
Likewise, I can route emergency. So I'm going to see if I can declare an emergency on my phone. I key that up. When I do, you'll see on the console that the emergency came in on Emergent, went out on FirstNet, and if you look at the FirstNet phone, you've got an emergency alert that made it from a different broadband over push-to-talk service to this phone. I'll ask Nick to clear the emergency there on the console, and the last thing I want to show you is land mobile radio.
Okay.
Because land mobile radio is not going away. That is still primary for so many agencies, and so we need to be able to also interoperate between land mobile radio and broadband push-to-talk. And so we'll go back to the group screen here, and when I key up this P25 radio, you see the unit ID of that radio coming in. Nick, I'll ask you to key up a second push-to-talk radio, push-to-talk LMR radio, and again you see the unit ID of it on that screen.
Okay. All right. So, how valuable is it to users to be able to get the full metadata as opposed to just being able to talk?
Yeah, so public safety, other critical communications agencies need to know who's talking. They need to know when the emergency is declared. They need to know the location of their comrades so that they can assist or be assisted by that. So that is part of, we believe, mission critical communications. We want to provide those services.
Okay, and just by having that metadata, that means they have to talk less, right? Because I don't have to ask you, who is this? Where do I go? What are the directions and stuff like that? I've got a map now. I've got all this information in front of my face, right?
That's right. With broadband, there's so much more potential. You know, and location is a great example of that, how we can now have the bandwidth to send location for not just one device, but hundreds of devices.
Very cool. And this is all available now?
So yes, Catalyst has this available now, you know, particularly connecting the different services together, as I first showed with FirstNet Push-to-Talk and Southern Link. The concept app is, again, not something we're selling,
right.
but we are encouraging those who create applications for broadband push-to-talk and even land mobile radio to adapt to the way we're sending these messages. Again, we're using standard messages as defined by 3GPP on the LTE side and TIA on the P25 side, to just realize that those messages are there in their device and to change their displays so that their customers can take advantage of this as well.
Okay, and one final thing, if I have a Catalyst system today, Am I going to get this automatically? Does it require a software patch? Do I have to pay for that?
Yeah, it's a software upgrade, and so for our customers who are on our maintenance plan and get software upgrades, we'll be able to provide these capabilities, and certainly happy to work with others. We encourage you to give us a call at Catalyst, and we'll be glad to see how we can help you out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the demo. Congratulations on all the work, and have a great show.
Great. Thanks for stopping by.